Welcome back to the channel, everybody. TutuUK here. Welcome back to another video. Now, as the title suggests, we're going to be looking at the 7800 games on the Atari 2600 Plus. Now, full disclaimer here. Good friend over at Sega Zombie, Scott, he actually, as part of his sort of, unboxing video, he actually tested a couple of 7800 games. And the two that he tested was Foodfight and Choplifter, and neither worked. Neither worked on his. And obviously he asked the question, oh, that's strange, I wonder if it happens to anybody else. I tested both of mine, and they don't work. Now, in my previous video that you may or may not have seen, links down below, I sort of did initially say I was going to test all of my games, but in doing that video, I found there was an official list released by Atari that said like all the 7800 games have been tested except for Rampage, I think. So I thought, well, why reinvent the wheel? There's no point. I'm just wasting my time. But then obviously Scott took up the mantle and actually tested some of the games, and they didn't work. So what I'll do, I'll include a clip from my previous video here, just showing you my 700 game collection. I'm pretty much nearly there with a full PAL set, other than a few, I think 2 or 3 titles from the mainline Atari releases, and from a world set, as in the US. I am missing a number of absolute titles. And I think only Robotron 2084 and Winter Sports maybe from the mainline releases. But you know, generally I've got near enough most of them. Now the only caveat to this is some of my games are sealed, so I won't be unsealing those. But what I'll do, the ones that I've got that I can test, I'll test, and I'll just put together maybe a little collage of working, not working type scenario, because yeah, it's kind of like put a bit of a spanner in the works. I just hope that they haven't messed up perhaps the OS on this, the firmware. Maybe it's not a version that they thought they'd ship with, or something weird like that. It's definitely not a PAL NTSC thing, because I can show you. So my version of Choplifter is a PAL version. Now my version of Foodfight is actually an NTSC one, as you can see there. But that being said, this was touted as being region free, so neither PAL or NTSC should make a jot of difference. But yeah, I thought, well, why not? I've got them here. Let's just run through them and get them tested and see where we lie, essentially. So yeah, let's crack on and get testing. Can't test. Impossible mission. Working. Ace of Aces. Working. Mario Bros, as you can hear. Working. Scrapyard Dog. Working. Just for completeness sake, Choplifter. Black screen. Doesn't say not loaded or error loading game, just as a black screen. So I don't know about that one, but I thought I would include it just for completeness sake. Tower Toppler, aka Nebulous. Working. Jinx, as you can see in here. Working. Cracked. Working. Midnight Mutants. Working. Can't test, it's sealed. Can't test, it's sealed. Can't test, it's sealed. Can't test, because it's sealed. Hat Trick. Working. One-on-one basketball, as you can hear and see. Working. Commando, as you can hear and see. It's working. Like Xevious, I'm struggling to get working. I shall persevere. Fight Night is working. Planet Smashers, working. Pole Position 2, working. Map Mania Challenge, working. Alien Brigade, working. Sentinel, can't test because it's sealed. Super Huey, can't test because it's sealed. Basket Brawl, working. Crossbow, working. Galaga, aka Gallagher, working. Dark Chambers, I can't test because it's sealed. Ninja Golf, again, I can't test because it's sealed. Motor Psycho, working. Xenophobe, working. Fatal Run, as you can see in here, working. Centipede, working. Desert Falcon, working. Atari Warriors, working. Meltdown, working. Donkey Kong, working. Barnyard Blaster, working. Donkey Kong Jr., working. Joust, I cannot test because it's sealed. Title Match Wrestling, working. Tomcat F-14 Fighter Simulator, working. Right, so I'm struggling with 2 extra games. Xevious is still doing this, even though I've cleaned it God knows how many times. And Karateka isn't loading at all. It's doing the same as Foodfight and Choplifter. So I don't know. I may try and do some more cleaning, but there's only so much cleaning you can do before you kind of have to give it up. So it looks like so far there's probably 4 games that kind of don't work. So it would seem we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. I can't get these 4 games to work at all. Choplifter, Karateka and Foodfight all do the same thing. They seem to load the cartridge and then just go to a black screen, which was first identified by Scott over at Sega Zombie. And Xevious, well, at least my copy Xevious just kind of crashes. I've tried to check the pins as best I can. Those that have got Atari carts will know the only way you get into them is to peel the label back. I'm not willing to do that. The pins look fine. I have no reason to believe that the carts are damaged. Scott's even tested both Choplifter and Foodfight in his 700. I have got a 700 there, but do you know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think it's a fault. I think it's more likely to be the emulator, and I've got a feeling that they've probably not put the latest iteration on it or something. There's something they forgot, because it looks like a massive foobar. I can't speak to the ones that I had sealed, so there may be more, but I can definitely confirm that these 4 games, for whatever reason, have got faults. It might be that one there, I may have a faulty cartridge. I don't know if anyone can confirm or deny if the 7800 version of Xevious works on their Plus. Mine is the PAL version. Again, I don't think the region dictates if it works or not, because I say my copy of Foodfight is a NTSC one, as you can see here, and it does exactly the same as the two PAL copied games. So I think there's a problem. I think there's a problem with the 2600 Plus. It does now cast into doubt that list, the 2600 list that they've issued about stuff working on that, because I just didn't bother really testing it, to be honest. I just thought, you know, they've tested them. When I get around to play them, fine. And I see I've got a few more 2600 games. I only have 7800, but unfortunately, these 4, no dice. Take it easy, YouTube, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.